Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our webinar, which we have titled as Digitizing Mining Workflows with a Business Process Management Solution. So today we are joined by a set of speakers who will explain how mining workflows can be digitized with the help of the 3D Experience Business Process Management Solution. First, I would like to invite Mr. Pramod Sarangi, sir. He is the General Manager Technical at TDS Technologies, heading the mining software solutions segment. He is very well known in the mining community and has extensive experience in overground, underground and open cast mining activities. Pramod sir will give a context, he will give a brief about our company, EDS Technologies. He'll introduce our speakers for the day today, and then he'll hand over to the speakers. Over to you, Pramod sir.
Yeah, thank you, Abhay, for the setting the text for the webinar. And good afternoon, everyone, for this particular webinar, which is little bit different from our earlier webinar, which totally revolve around our technical mining activities. But this is a solutions what we are bringing on the digitizing the mining workflow with business process management, where you can able to understand that there are various activities and various process is involved in the mining process, apart from the mining plan preparation and the technical resource classification and all these things. So which also affect the mining business profitability and the timeline, the sustainability, the downtime reduction, and all these things that will be definitely give the impact on the KPI and the profitability of the mining activity. So we will showcase a few of the case studies here, and I will also request all the participants to actively participate in this particular webinar to put their questions if anything is there, and the chat box is there. You can write your questions. We will be happy to answer that how to digitize your workflow process so that it will be definitely streamline your day-to-day activities on the mining process. So before going to our the webinar, just I will introduce our company. We are EDS Technology Private Limited, and this year we completed 30 years, and we are one of the largest technology solution provider in India with more than 30 years of experience, and we are also helps in the business for enabling adoption of the virtual twin application and geospatial analysis and 3D printing. And we also introduced many technology like 3D printing, VR, digital manufacturing, etc. for the first time in Indian customers. And we all established our itself as a trusted partner for more than 2,000 organizations across various industries, including mining customers. And we are also having dedicated regional teams across India. And you can see in the right side, you can see the office locations. We are operated from 11 offices, so we can cater to the customers based on the requirement regionally also. And we are also end-to-end technology solution provider to our customers. So now I'll just introduce our speaker for this particular webinar. So here I am introducing Mr. Monish Jha. So he is from Dassault System, and he is the sales expert specialist in the particular field, and where he is the brand leader for Enovia at the customer process experience in Dassault System, and he is having more than 13 years of experience in this particular field. And the expertise he is having in the automotive, steel industries, healthcare, retail, logistic, and banking. And also he will also showcase the mining activity, also how the business process management can able to help for the enhancement of the process. And he has also lead projects related to bottle mine improvement, operational excellence, and digital transformation, and deploying business excellence framework in line with PQM, MBN, QA, EFQM, and ESG. Mostly, I think he can explain all these things, because as a mining, we don't have much this type of terminology. And he is also lead Six Sigma Master Black with certification in supply chain. So he's having a very good experience in this particular field, and definitely he will guide us in the mining field, that how it can be able to help us for the business process management. And along with Manish, we are also having another highly experienced our speaker, Mr. Ankit Kulshrestha. He is also industry process consultant manager from the Dassault system, and he is having a experience of more than 17 years of experience in this particular field. And he is also strong background in the project management and keen eye for the integrating advanced tools and processes. Ankit has a deep understanding and comprehensive governance framework. He worked so many projects of such type of thing where he helped his experience and the activity and the solutions what from the result system is having. And the same also he will deliberate in today's scenario in the mining, how we can able to leverage this type of technology in the process flow of the mining, so that it will also helpful for the mining industries. And with strong expertise in the Dassauld's advanced platform, he effectively aligned technical capabilities with the client goals to optimize product design, engineering workflow, and project management. So this is his expertise in the project management. So all these things definitely will learn from him, and we can find out that how the things will go in this particular webinar. And I also request all the participants to discuss and put your questionnaires if anything is there, so that we can able to associate or guide, and our speaker can able to give a more detailed information on that particular activity, how we can able to streamline. So now over to Manish and Ankit for the webinar.
Okay, so in the meantime, when Ankit is going to present the deck, I must thank Mr. Pramod for setting the context and introducing us. You being an industry veteran, I think you are one of the most important person in this webinar, where you have seen business process from the mining side as well, and the IT landscape where the process improvement also can be done. And more so, someone who can easily understand where the business process modeling or applications can be implemented or deployed in mining industry as a whole in overall value stream. And one of the key person who actually said that we have to go ahead and aggressively start looking for where the opportunities can be built for this business process management tool in the mining industry. So thank you, Mr. Pramod and Abhay, for giving us this opportunity. So for next, I think half an hour or 45 minutes, we'll have understanding of what BPM as a tool helps companies to achieve their operational efficiency in terms of bringing traceability and overall governance. More so, effectively can impact a company's bottom line. So when we talk of company's bottom line, where the profit margin and the EBITDA or operating margin can be improved. So Ankit, if you can go to the next slide. Before we move, this is, I think, first time we as individuals are also getting interacted with you guys. So I thought like we should be talking about Dassault as a company. So we are almost 4 decades old company, and many of the participants over here use our product, which is a GeoVia, which is a mine design software for us. And BPM and the Innovia is also one of the platform solutions what we have in the overall bouquet of solutions for the companies. So we are purpose-driven company, and when we talk of purpose-driven company, it's looking into how art, science, and technology can converge together to give a more sustainable world. So many times we talk of compliances, greenhouse impact, and the carbon footprint assessment. So we were the first company which actually came up with a platform-based solution where end-to-end management of sustainability as a solution also can be positioned. So that is what, as a purpose-driven company, we have a vision, and we are striving for it regularly. We are present in more than 140 countries, almost 76 labs we are having. India has the second largest lab compared to our HQ, which is in Paris, Vélizy. It's a French-based company, and India is also one of the key geo where Dassault has a significant presence. Again, we have invested a lot in terms of the solution and the development of solution as a platform, which we give it to the companies where the solutions can be deployed in a very short time. For that only, it has reflected in terms of what revenue what we have been able to achieve, and the operating margin what we are able to built year on year for our shareholder. We have more than 14,000 people across the system, and this is only the DASO, but we have a larger support ecosystem which comprises of our partner channels also, and EDS being one of the platinum partner for supporting DS for DASO system for last, I think, more than 35 years, if I'm right, Mr. Pramod. And we are having a presence of more than 370,000 users or customers have adopted to this platform, with 45.3 million users across the globe. So this is what, as a company, we have performed year on year, almost for 4 decades, and companies have seen a value also into that part. So as I was highlighting, we don't only limit ourselves on the designing side, but designing being the core revenue module or platform solution for us. CATIA, SolidWorks, Geovia, all these are the design softwares. On the top, we have project governance or project management tools. We are one of the companies who have embedded data science capabilities also, which is nothing but NetWise and Medidata or Excel lead. At the bottom, we also have virtual twin capability. So if you want to have a kind of need to create a virtual twin of your overall mine plant, we can help you out in creating the enterprise-wise virtual twin also. And we have a presence in almost 12 industries. TNM, we are very much one of the industry leaders in aerospace and defense and transportation and mobility. These are our core industries. But again, mining being a capital intensive requires a lot of governance. We have a significant presence in the mining sector as well. So as I was highlighting, many of you guys might be using Geovia, which is nothing but looking into how mine design can be done, mine optimization or simulation, all activities can be done on the mine planning side of it. But we also have a portfolio which looks into the project governance, creating a mine operations or operational experience, or managing the workforce management. So these are the different capabilities of solutions what we have. But today, for today's webinar, we will try to restrict ourselves on the business process modeling and how we can help companies to achieve or make their process more efficient wherever the manual interventions are there. So that is what we are going to be more focused. Yeah. So our agenda for today would be like we would be talking about what business process modeling is all about, how we see the relevancy of business process modeling or BPM as a tool in mining industry. Then my colleague Ankit will take you deep dive into a business BPM insights, and we have created some kind of demo also, configured some workflow, so we can have a kind of real-time experience or understanding of how actually it's easy to configure and how it can help you out in executing any task also. And ultimately, for at the end of the session, we are very much open for answering any queries to you guys. So feel free to ask, and we are here to answer all those queries as well. So when we talk of business processes are nothing but a set of activities where people are involved, people interact with the system. And when we talk about people interacting with the system, they need to complete certain task or activity, which has to have certain sequence or loop or approval workflow. And ultimately, once that activity is being closed, we need to monitor that data also, that how efficiently we have been able to execute that particular workflow. For example, when we talk of this mining as a process, there can be various business processes. What I can foresee that it can start with block auction or participation, getting into the winning and lease execution, where the clearance or NOC's approval is also one of the critical thing. Then we also look into the mine development and operation, where the productivity and safety is one of the KPIs which we need to manage. And again, revenue sharing, the minerals dispatch, and ultimately the mine closure or reclamation. So all the value streams, there will be hundreds of manual activities which are there, which people might be doing it or might be interacting with the system. There will be a certain inefficiency in terms of the errors or rework what we might be doing it, or there's a delay in the information which we are trying to capture. Because of that, ultimately it has an impact on our overall process efficiency or the bottom line. One of the critical challenges, what anyway in the next few slides we are going to talk, but I am going to highlight one of the thing what I have understood as of now is when a block auction comes, we go ahead and have a premium bid coded for that particular block. And that happens because there is an inadequate data, which leads to inaccurate costing being done for that particular auction. What we should be the right point, price point we should be quoting for that particular auction. So that is something what is because of the data which is not available, and we help companies in making processes so efficient that data can be fetched in the real time for you. So that is what a business process helps companies in a way to manage to achieve your business goal. So, and when I was talking about this business process management, we have to also look into the business process management can be done wherever you feel that there is a lot of manual activity, repeatable in a nature, where a defined start and end point is there, and we feel that okay, there are certain decision loop or certain decision criterias are there which need to be configured in our process, and we are not able to do it. Because of that, there is a delay in the information or executing that particular process. So once that being understood, we also need to start measuring the KPIs for that particular process. So once the criterias are being evaluated, we can certainly look into what kind of significant ROI which can be generated when BPM can be implemented in any process. So this is one of the important slide which yesterday myself and Ankit we were talking that when BPM we are going to position. What are the key challenges many times companies face, which are industry agnostic? Industry agnostic, that means that it can be in the automotive also, it can be in mining also, it can be steel sector also. When we talk of it, many times we are always running behind gathering the right data information. There is always an input error. There are always manual entries which result into some duplicate entries, and we are always following up with the people with the email and phone or WhatsApp nowadays. And even with so much of effort, we are not able to get the right set of data for which the any activity needs to be executed. So we are almost wasting almost 40 to 50% of our day-to-day time in doing this kind of activity only, which actually results into very significant inefficiency into your process. And not only that, when we have that, it's always in the Excel or file, which again, very difficult to keep track of. You have to request, you have to make approval process also very informal. You need to go to that particular person's table, get the sign off. And there is always a kind of firefighting in terms of meeting the deadline. So you are wasting your time and you lack follow-up. These are the two key challenges which we feel that in any of the companies people face. And because of that only, I think business BPM as a tool can help companies to achieve their process efficiency. So when we talk of that in this slide, it helps companies to save time on unnecessary tasks. It will make your process more transparent. Wherever many silos are, like in mining, we have lot of hundreds of variables for executing any task, and you have to collaborate with your internal department, with contractors, with government agencies as well. So once that is there, it's always a big task for us to follow. So we increase that transparency when any work is being done on a digital form. It will help you out in standardizing or harmonizing your IT tools, existing IT landscape, and make your company more capitalize on your company specific process where the ROI is, return on investment can be realized in a very short period of time. So this is what a kind of value add BPM as a tool can bring to any of the companies, more specifically mining, because in mining, I still feel IT as a solution or IT applications as a solution has not made a lot of inroads. And one of the problem and one of the challenges what might be there, because many times when we try to implement this kind of solution, people feel that this is very solution heavy. It may require a lot of effort in terms of making a change management. People getting adopted to the user interface, which I think can be not with the case of BPM. And anyway, that Ankit is going to talk about how easily it can be configured, deployed, and analytics also can be built on top of it. So when we talk of this BPM as a tool, there can be certain personas or roles in a company which may have a direct impact in terms of their day-to-day work activities. Like if I'm talking about geology head of department, they'll oversee exploration of mine geology, and they need to interact with a lot of departments internally in terms of making their planning more efficient or operations more efficient. And I feel implementing BPM as a tool may help them out in digitizing their workflow, completing the task in a very stipulated time, whatever the time has been allocated for that activity to be completed. And even if any error or any delay is there, it can get highlighted. So similarly for mining business development also, where we have to prepare for the bid, or we need to create pricing, right pricing or financial modeling, everything can be done on the BPM itself. And as a project management, you can have a very robust governance in terms of task allocation to the people. How many tasks have been completed, how many tasks are in work in process, how many tasks have been delayed. We can also understand how many tasks are under risk, which can have a significant impact on whatever the bid price we have quoted to the but that particular block. And compliance again is one of the bigger area where the BPM can be seen as a go-to solution, where we have to be very stringent in terms of the government regulatory compliance or the mine planning or the safety. So all those processes can be built on the BPM itself. So why BPM in a mining industry is needed? So as I said earlier, many times we have a kind of fear factor that implementing this IT-based solution may require a lot of effort in terms of the investment or in terms of the effort. What happens if the people are not able to use it? What happens if I'm investing 6 months time or 1 year time into it, and after 1 year also we are not able to make a significant change in our day-to-day activity? So business process applications or modeling BPM tools are very easy to configure, where we can help companies to configure all their workflows in maybe less than 30 days. From second month onward, they can actually start getting benefit or reaping benefit out of it also. So we have different roles over here where the designer can help you out in designing the workflow. There is a player who are users who are going to be a part of that as a particular work set. And the analyst is nothing but where the data science capabilities also can be built. So this is how easily the workflow can be created. So I will try to look into it. If we have to implement BPM in a mining industry, the value proposition is nothing but you can execute right task with the right stakeholders, with the right information, and at the right time. So first time right, many times we hear this word, but I don't know how many times we are able to execute any task with the first time right capability or execution up to that kind of efficiency. So companies can get benefit on driving any FTR project also in their own business processes. Okay. So as I was talking about, in mining, we have a value stream which can start with the block auction. It can get into the winning and lease execution. Then mine development and operations can come into the picture. Then mineral dispatch, revenue sharing, and the mine closure and reclamation. This is a high-level process or value stream for any block which companies get from the government agency. One of the critical challenges is nothing but, again, the premium bids, where the inadequate data can lead to loss-making bidding for you. There can be a delay in terms of securing the environmental clearance or land clearance. There's always a deficit in terms of the right set of infra or tools which can help us out in executing the work. always there is a problem in terms of skilled manpower. We are always in the follow-up mode to understand who should be doing what activity and how much of work has been completed on day-to-day activity. And then again, policy volatility, any change management or any change request has come from the policy change has come from the government, how easily it can get integrated into your current business processes. So if you have BPM as a tool, it can help you out in improving your data traceability, can help you out in executing your project governance, bring a right set of infrastructure for executing the task. You are not dependent on manpower itself, so shortage of skilled manpower is many times not needed only, and you are always flexible in terms of capturing the right policy changes which might have come, which can be implemented in the current set of operations. And for today's discussion, we have done some kind of demo, which is nothing but for mining lease auction process, a mining plan approval, or I think change contract management process as well, which Ankit is going to take us through. And that is, as of now, the scope for us. But I foresee we can help you out in executing any of the activities which are being done as of now manually in the mining, can be brought on the digital platform, can be completed over there. So Ankit, next slide. So for this BPM insights and the details of it, I may request welcome Ankit to come and present how easily we have been able to configure the use cases for the participants coming on this webinar. Over to you, Ankit.
Thanks, Manish. Hello, everyone. So I am Ankit Kulshresht, and I will be deep diving into the BPM solution in 3D Experience platform or the DASO platform. So BPM actually stands for Business Process Management, which is actually a solution or a framework which is based on BPM and 2.0 framework, which is Business Process Modeling and Notation 2.0 framework. And the BPM module within the DASO platform, it is actually a no-code, low-code application. So when I say no code, which means that any user, any business user without any experience in software programming, without having any technical experience, how the application works, how applications can be made run, even that person can go and basically configure and design the business process in the BPM module. So the only thing that that person or that user needs to know is the business process that has to be configured. He need to have the details of how the business process or the workflow is going to be in my organization, and based on that he can easily go and configure. He can have the business rules, and that is how basically this application works. So this is what is the meaning of no code. Then we also, I mean, it is also a low code, which means that in case there is any automation required, then that can also be done with very minimal amount of development or software programming. And for that also, actually we provide lot of JavaScript libraries, pre-configured libraries, which actually can be used, and where with, as I said, with very minimal amount of knowledge, information, and with very minimal amount of experience, one can easily do all different kind of automations, like email, sending the emails or notifications, reminders, integrating with other applications. So I mean, partially we will be seeing that in today's webinar also. So as I said, that it can be done with very limited or very less experience in the software programming. So that is why we call it as a no code, low code application. Now when we actually when any organization starts or adopts this BPM solution, so there are 2 or 3 specific roles in which the complete user base can be divided into. So the first one, or the first category that I would define, is the business process designer. This particular role is for those, I mean, it is kind of an admin, or what we call as a super users, or the key users we can call them as, who will have access to define or configure the business process. Because in an organization, obviously not each and every user will be having or defining or configuring the business processes. Only some key users will have access or will be authorized to define what is my business or what is my organization business process or workflow should look like. So this the users who fall under the business process designer category, they will be able to configure, and that particular process then can then be used by a large set of users who will be the end users for that process. So this is how this is just an example of how a business process in BPM solution in the platform that will look like. So where you can have different activities. So what you see as the box or the rectangle, these are the different activities which are there as part of the workflow, and these activities can be manual activities, these can be automated activities, this can be where we can have the script or we can have a service task, and through these activities we can actually integrate your data within the platform. And also if you want to integrate with external application like Salesforce, ERP application, or some of your homegrown enterprise application, all those things you can do. Apart from that, you also you can see that we have XOR gate, AND gate, OR gate. Then basically if you want to put some kind of looping system where and the workflow, approval workflow, or basically the reminders, alerts, all those various things can be done within the BPM process. That if required, we can discuss in next meeting or in the future discussions as well with individual customers. Then the next set of user is called as the business process player. This is nothing but the set of end users who will be using the workflow, or who will be basically working on that particular workflow which was configured by the business process designer, which we saw in the previous step. So again here, which user will have access to which particular workflow or process, at what stage he will have access to what kind of information he will have access to. All those things you can govern as part of the access mechanism within the BPM module. And for example, like here you can see you can see a timer which is in this particular at the bottom task. So this actually represents that there is a reminder or the auto notification functionality which has been embedded in this particular framework, where if a particular task is not completed, then only the required set of users, maybe the assignee plus along with the escalation matrix person, they will be getting a reminder notification. Instead where someone has to basically send the reminder email, someone has to make a call, send the WhatsApp message for the follow-up. So all those things can be taken care by the system, and system will basically send all the reminder mails and will make sure of the escalation metrics also. Maybe again it depends on the organization. You can have first level of escalation metrics, then second level, third level. So all those things can be configured and embedded as part of the workflow, which system will take care instead of someone doing all those things manually. Then very important part is the dashboard, where you can have multiple KPIs, where you can consume all the processes and different uh, data, the different kind of data that has come as part of multiple processes. And you can, as I said, you can have multiple dashboards with lot of KPIs, and this dashboard can be then used by the management and especially by the senior management to understand the health of the project, to understand what exactly is the status on the ground, so that they can take more informed decisions. Because when you are not using any digital application, so there is lot of information which is scattered, which is on your email, on your message, which happened. There are discussions or updates which are given over phone call, but that again is an unstructured data, where the management is, per se, if you look, they don't have any visibility. So if you have a digital platform where not just you maintain the digital continuity, not just you get all the data digitally, but on top of that you get all the dashboard, all the KPIs for the management to understand where we are exactly. So it actually helps in reducing the delays for a project. Now so apart from having just the digital workflow, so there are few other things or other aspects that we would like to highlight. So first of all, or one major aspect about this BPM module is that it is a very agile platform or framework, where uh, if you implement any software solution, any enterprise or even homegrown, so it generally take months. I mean, it never happens in weeks. It always takes many months to basically implement, test and deploy it for the end users. Whereas using this BPM module, the same thing can be done in a week or in a couple of weeks. And also, if there is any specific change, so because like first you will be implementing and deploying it, and maybe after 6 months, 7 months, there is a change request or there is certain modification in your business process that you want to implement. Again, the turnaround time for implementing that change and to again release that change or for the end users, the complete turnaround time is very less, and very quickly it can be adopted because by the end users, because the user interface is very intuitive, very user friendly. And most importantly, this BPM module that can be integrated first of all with other processes. So you have Geovia processes, or you have project management or document management within the Dassault platform. We can integrate this BPM module with other modules in the Dassault platform, as well as I said earlier, that we can integrate this module with external applications also. If I want to integrate with Salesforce, if I want to integrate with ERP or some any other homegrown application, so it is very easy because we have web services which come along with this BPM module, through which very easily we can integrate, and we can also consume other applications, web services or the APIs. Now I would like to show some quick demos of some of the use cases that we have captured. So again, here I would like to highlight that obviously we cannot replicate the exact scenario for each and every organization in this demo, but we have tried to capture few use cases, or I mean, which we can do especially for the webinar. But I understand that obviously you will have certain use cases, certain scenarios which are not captured, but that can very easily be configured. As I said, it is very easy to configure and very easy to implement. So the any additional requirement which you have on top of what we are showing, that can very easily be configured. So this is just to give you a glimpse and just to give you an idea like how this particular platform module works in the 3D experience or in the Dassault platform. So first I mean use case that we have captured is the mining lease auction process, where when a mining or basically is, I mean, mining opportunity is basically tendered or auctioned by the government. So there is a tender which is actually floated, and then as a mine owner, you actually start working on the auctioning part within your organization. And what I understand, or I mean generally happens, is that when you are working on it, so there are a lot of email exchanges, which I mean lot of data documents exchange happens over email or over I mean other some offline mediums. So instead of it, what we actually suggest is to have BPM module for to manage your internal processes before actually submitting that particular I mean or replying to the government for that particular auction. So I'll play this quick video to give you a I mean quick understanding. So so as you can see that here we have actually defined some basic I mean as I said, it is just a basic I mean framework that we have defined, where initially there will be some information which will be captured, and then based on that there will be a technical document submission within the mine owner organization, which will be sent for the approval. And then additionally there will be a commercial bid document submission, which will can again be reviewed and approved or rejected by the required stakeholder. So this is basically a simple process that we have tried to capture as part of the BPM module. And here first, I mean, as you can see that we have covered like which is the auctioning organization, which we have taken an example. For example, Jharkhand government I mean is doing an auction. What is the auction of date? Then what was the document I mean which may be put in a newspaper or may be available on their website, some auctioning document. Then what are the due dates for the technical bid and the commercial bid? And if there are any some certain other conditions, like whether it should be an Indian company or bid security or net worth criteria. So these are just the samples or the examples that we have taken, but there may be some additional more or less parameters parameters which are there. So once this particular request is submitted, so as you can see that there is a automated email that is circulated to the required stakeholders. Again, it is a like template that we have used, but if you want to have certain content, subject, body, attached document in the email, I mean that is sent automatically. All those things can be done as part of the BPM, and then from this email itself you can access the task here, and then like, and what all information was given earlier, so that is available for reference. And then here the technical team, basically they can upload the technical bit document and additional information if it is required, and then who is basically the approver for that particular document. So here you can select individuals also, or you can select a group of people also. So according to the requirement, basically you can have the configuration. And then again there is an email sent that the technical bit document is waiting for my approval, and again here through the link I access, and I will have the list of information which is required. And then basically I mean, or the user can basically approve or reject it. If someone rejects it, then it goes back to the previous state, and the technical person again works and submits it. If he's okay, then it will be going to the commercial bid document submission. And accordingly, so maybe in interest of time I will I mean forward it. So similarly the commercial document can be submitted, and again that will be going for the approval, and then again that can be approved or rejected based on the requirement. So one important thing is that the complete process is managed digitally, where there are no email exchanges, I mean manual exchanges are happening, where data or file or document or basic information is being shared through email or phone calls or messages. So everything is digital. And more importantly, you have the complete traceability for any particular process which is initiated within the platform in the BPM module. As you can see that for each and every step there is a digital traceability which you can see. You can see like for each and every step who actually completed that step, who updated the information, and who actually approved it. Because I mean, I'm telling you the real time example. What we have seen is that many times document approval happens, modifications happen, but down the line after 6 months, 1 year, it becomes very difficult to get the traceability. Nobody knows like who initiated this document, where it got modified, who approved it, why was this approved. So there is a lack of traceability if you are using any offline medium. Instead, here as you can see, the digital traceability is there for each and every step or modification or approval, rejection, everything that is being taken up. Similarly, we now the second example that we have taken is the mining plan approval, where once the I mean the mine owner, basically they have I mean won the bid or the auction. So now basically to provide to basically internally start working on the process or the mining process. So again they can I mean use this particular platform. So again here we have taken an example. I mean there might obviously there will be some changes that each and every customer will require, and that can, as I said, that can be adopted in the platform. So here as you can see, so I'll quickly forward it. So here I mean initially you can provide the tender number or the team who will be working on this particular basically activity, then what was the survey report. And once it is done, then there can be email notifications. And also as part of this particular step, mining approval process, so if you want to basically upload all the documents, so instead of just saving the document in some folder structure on some workstation or some I mean machine, so you can basically upload each and every information here, like the color data, lithology, geological section, solid modeling, and so on and so forth. So each and every information can be updated here. Then the multiple revisions and the complete traceability, who uploaded which document, everything can be basically traced back within the platform if required at a later stage after 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, and so on. And similarly once this information is there, then you can upload other details like the environment study if that is done. then additional if the net present value, internal rate of return analysis, all those informations can be uploaded again by different stakeholders as and when required, or basically by the respective owners who is supposed to work on that particular, or who is supposed to basically upload that particular information. So similarly, you can produce or upload and share every information. And similarly, again, I mean, the same thing, that traceability, as I said earlier, that for depending on the how many steps which are available, for each and every step you will have the complete traceability of what information was uploaded on which day, by whom, and not just for one or two steps, but for each and every step, for all the approvals, rejection, modifications, and so on and so forth. Then the third example that I would like to highlight is for the contract change management, which is again a very common example in any industry. So here again, I mean, where you can identify the project, you can, I mean, where we have taken a use case where the vendor or the mining owner, they, I mean, any vendor basically, they start updating or initiated a contract change management process, where initially they mention what are the basic, or what are the basically initial information with the owner, uh, uh, so that they actually are aware why this particular change request or a change, contract change is required. And based on that, basically, and they also select who is the owner of it. And then, so this was the example which I was mentioning, that if you want to have certain custom emails, so custom subject body attachments to this particular email, so all those things can be done. And once this particular thing is there, then it can then be approved or rejected by the customer or the owner, because the vendor initiated it as part of the intimation process, that this is what I think why this particular contract should be modified. And as a prima facie, the owner, he can actually approve or reject it. And if in case it is approved, then again there will be email notifications which will be flowing to the required stakeholder. And then basically the vendor, he can go and update all the required information, like whether there is a scope change, whether there is a material input output additional is required, or whether there is an additional cost. If additional cost is there, what will be the cost which is required, and what is the updated change, contract change, that is actually required. And then once it is actually submitted to customer basically then can review and approve and upload the signed copy. And then at the end, everyone, I mean, all the stakeholders, they will be getting the signed copy of the updated change order. So this is again a sample process, because I guess contract changes is a very common and usual scenario in any industry. Then again, another inspection process that I would like to highlight. So I have not included the complete video, but again, to give you an idea how the field quality or the safety process can be initiated, where there are different teams, the site team, the quality inspector, they are actually involved, and there is a checklist. And once the inspection is done, then there are NCRs which are raised. So here we have the quality process, and in the quality process we have a sub process for the non-conformances. So that is how basically we can manage the quality process also. And this is something actually we have implemented at different customers, obviously with their specific inputs for their specific organization and their industry. So this is how like different processes can be configured and managed very easily. And so this is I mean, what actually we wanted to show as part of this demo.
Yeah, so I would like to thank Manish ji, Ankit, and Pramod sir also for giving us some good insights on the business process management on the 3D Experience platform, especially for mining companies. I'm sure our audience have benefited from this presentation. I would also like to thank our audience who took their time out and joined us for this webinar. So if any of our audience has any further queries regarding the business process management solution or any other mining software requirement on the GeoVia or the 3D Experience platform, they can directly reach out to us. Our coordinates are displayed on the screen right now. you can mail us or call us, and we'll be happy to address your queries. Once again, I would like to thank Manish, Ankit, and Pramod sir for joining this webinar. Thank you, one and all.